Hi everybody, apologies for my tardiness. I was having tech issues, but it looks like I'm okay now. Definitely let me know if you can hear me and see me. Okay, I think that worked. Fabulous, people are joining now. Again, I'm so sorry for being late. I usually take pride in my ability to always be on time, but when tech problems go your way, it just doesn't happen. Anyways, as we get people into the room here, I really want to say thank you to Nature's Fair for having me as part of this event. My name's Nicole. I am a makeup artist based here in Canada. I am usually on the West Coast, or just Western provinces, I should say. I'm currently in Alberta right now, but I come to BC all the time. I've been a makeup artist for 13 years. So hello everybody. So I've been a makeup artist for 13 years and I usually work with commercial TV, film, weddings of course, and just event makeup. But really my passion is just everyday makeup for people who just want to look and feel their best every single day. So for me personally, I am not a huge makeup wearer. I really like to focus on some skincare too, but I love when my makeup has skincare ingredients combined. So I'm going to talk a lot about one of my favorite brands, which is a clean beauty brand called Anne Marie Berlin. If you haven't heard of them before, definitely write this brand down and write some of your favorite products I talk about down as well, because May 6th to 8th, Nature's Fair Markets are having a 15% off sale on all regular price cosmetics and skincare. So with that being said, I guess I'll just jump right into it, but please definitely ask questions along the way if you do have some. I'm happy to kind of pause and answer as we go along. So if you haven't heard of Anne Marie Berlin before, it started in 1959 in Germany by a German lady named Anne Marie Lindner. And she was an esthetician and she had tons of skin problems herself. And she could never really figure out a great line to use to help cure those. So she created one herself, which every great entrepreneur does, right? They see a opportunity in the market and they go for it. Hello, thank you so much for coming in, everybody. So with her product line, everything is made in Germany in a facility in the Black Forest. They have their own spring water source as well, which is so cool. Everything is from organic plant extracts or just having organic ingredients themselves. They're great with fair trade and social enterprise initiatives as well. So if anyone is really concerned about an ethical company, Anne Marie Berlin is definitely the way to go. So I am going to start with some skincare. Now I've already prepped my skin. I've cleansed it, I've cleaned it. It's nice and dirt-free, grime-free, makeup-free right now. And I'm going to use this line called LL Regeneration. If you haven't heard of this specific line of products by this brand, it's great for skin that just needs some rejuvenation. Rosacea. Rosacea is an interesting one. I find that sensitive, so the question was, what would you recommend for rosacea? So I find that skincare that has echinacea in it, which I believe this one does as well, anything that has cooling properties to it or anti-inflammation is what you're really gonna wanna look for. So a lot of these products will have that kind of concern in mind as well. But I think there's a line by Anne Marie Berlin called ZZ Sensitive that anyone with rosacea or even eczema can really benefit from. So going back into it, this is a dew gel from the LL Regeneration line. And LL Regeneration is great for people who want their skin to just be a little rejuvenated, or perhaps you're in your 30s or more like myself, and you just need a little bit more vibrancy to the skin, maybe a little bit more elasticity. This line is really going to achieve that. Yeah, I use the day and night cream all the time too. So this is the dew gel. And I'm going to just apply a little bit in my hands. And instead of just going like this all over our face, we are going to kind of roll it in. And you can go all the way down the neck and the décolletage as well, especially if it's at nighttime, but I do like to use this day and night. So if you are like me and you have a little bit of inflammation within the cheeks, mine isn't full-on rosacea, but it's probably some sort of inflammatory skin condition that is kind of going on within the top layers of my skin here. So if you're like me and you have that, you'll find that this is really, really beautiful. Not only does it help cool that skin down, but it does have that antibacterial, anti-inflammatory efficacy within it as well. This is Anne-Marie Berlin. So someone asked, what is the brand name called? This is Anne-Marie Berlin Cosmetics and Skincare. This is the LL Regeneration line. Great for rejuvenating the skin. So that's what I'm going to be using right now today. Okay, and so for anyone who needs just a little bit more hydration of the skin, I'm in Alberta right now, so it is so dry here, even though it is raining today, but it's still super dry. This is the Hyaluronic Shake. So if you haven't heard about this before, this is a little bit newer to Anne-Marie Berlin. It's just like a special care product. And again, you're going to use it in the same way with your fingertips on the skin, and anyone who needs just that extra bit of rejuvenation or hydration, I should say, into the skin is really going to appreciate this. It does have botanical hyaluronic acid in it as well, which I believe is from specific plants found in China. And again, just so nice and cooling. And I really do feel like once you have a good skincare system, your makeup application goes so fast and you are really confident with achieving a beautiful makeup. So now that that is applied, I'm gonna go in with some eye cream. Now I use this is my 4th jar, I guess in the last year and a half. I love this stuff. It is quite concentrated, so you don't need a lot. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger. You're gonna put it right here on the inner part of the eye and on the outer corner as well. And again, I'm going to tap it into the skin. I'm not going to rub it like this. When we do that, that thin, delicate skin under there can just get a little bit more irritated. I'm sure probably some people out there as well, they have that dry, kind of creepier skin. I hate using the word crepey, but it's just so delicate and thin that it's almost a little bit translucent. And this cream will help smooth that out, will help reduce any fine lines, give a little bit more vibrancy. You can tell already how nice and bright and dewy that already looks. And I use such little product, so I use this day and night as well. So it's a product that goes a long way, even though I've had so many jars of it, probably because I overuse it because I love it that much. But if you get puffy in the morning as well, like I do, I hope none of you see me in the morning because it looks like I had an allergic reaction. The second I put this eye cream on, it makes that puffiness go down within minutes. So if you are somebody who has puffier eyes in the morning, definitely go for this guy here. Okay, the day cream. I've seen a couple comments come up about the day cream that they use it already, which is great. So it's one of my favorites too. So not only do I love the properties in this, and I'll get to those in a second here, but the smell of this is so nice. It's fragrant, but it's not florally. It's almost, I guess it's botanical like. So I just take a little bit on my ring finger. And again, I just apply it kind of where I am more irritated. So for me, of course, that's right in here. And this has shea butter in it as well, which is cool because it is fair trade organic from Mali. And it has that sort of shea butter smell to it, kind of like that almost spa-like smell, which just makes it feel so luxurious because, well, I guess it is with all those beautiful ingredients inside of it. But you can see already now that my skin looks like it has such a healthy glow to it, which is what I really like before I start any of my makeup. So this line in general will just help, I should say this skincare line of products will help that skin just rejuvenate. It'll help it with some cell renewal as well, keep it really nice and hydrated and improve that kind of bounce elasticity to it as well if you are somebody who is looking for that. So let's get to my absolute favorite, which is makeup. I'm going to start with foundation first. So with spring and summer makeup, I find that focusing on the skin is what's quite in. So we don't typically see a really large really large. A really dramatic smoky eye or glittery eye or anything like that. That's kind of more for the cooler seasons, but of course you can wear your makeup however you like, but typically we see more trendy skin, kind of more minimalistic makeup wearing in the spring and summer. So I do like to start with skin, and I'm going to use the anti-aging makeup foundation. It's called the anti-aging makeup, but anti-aging foundation. And this is a product that I actually use on people who aren't even considering anti-aging products, just because of its beautiful moisturizing properties to it. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my hand here. I'm gonna take a brush. You can take your fingers though if you want to, because it is such a hydrating product that if you actually use your fingers, it will work wonders for you. And I'm going to start only where I really need it. So for me, that's in the middle of the face because I have that bit of redness, kind of that irritation, right? So, and what's really cool about this line too is that actually all of the makeup and skincare are kind of combined in one. So a lot of this makeup, actually all of this makeup is like skincare hidden within makeup, which is super cool. These particular products don't contain sunscreen, but I believe that there is some products that do contain SPF in it as well. I know some of the Nature's Fair reps and the Emery Berlin reps are in the room, so maybe they can answer as well. But yeah, if SPF is something that you like to wear every day, definitely put it on. It's always great to have that barrier between the sun, of course. So I'm not putting a lot on, I'm putting very, very, very little. I'm using a brush here that has a bit of flexibility within the bristles, so that will allow the product to become really nice and sheer on the skin without it looking cakey or powdery. Or I shouldn't even say powdery, I should say, this will look like a second skin if you use it properly. And I always get the ears, that's always a good makeup artist trick. So the makeup that I am featuring right now, Valerie, is the anti-aging foundation. So again, very minimal, will go a long way. There we go. And I don't put a ton on, I only put on somewhere I need it. So again, for me, that was kind of in the cheeks and just a little bit kind of in the forehead area. Okay, and always get the ears. As a makeup artist, ears are part of the face. Whenever I see people on TV, like news anchors, and they have pink ears and a yellow face, it drives me bananas because whoever did their makeup, probably themselves, didn't get their ears, and I can tell, and it bugs me. Okay, now that our foundation is on, like I said, I use very minimal products, so you don't need to use a lot. This will last you a long time if you use it. Even if you use it every day, it's going to last you quite a few months. So definitely don't feel like you need to over apply, even if you do have skin that you would prefer to have more coverage, like perhaps you want to cover up a little bit more than what I've done here. You can do that, but again, you don't need much. It's quite buildable. Okay, I'm gonna go in with concealer, and why I love this concealer is I'm gonna show you here in a second. It's a little pen. So instead of it being like a pot that you dip your finger into and you put on with your finger, you can actually just use the pen to put it where you want it. And then I do like to use a brush, you can use your finger too though, to blend it out. And this will help brighten, it will help lift that eye. And again, I didn't put on very much, and a little goes a long way. And like skincare, we don't want to rub it in like this. We don't want to go like that with our makeup, especially under the eye area, because it is so delicate there that we don't want to damage the skin. We want to make sure that it's going to be as healthy as possible for a long time. So this has bisphenol in it, which definitely helps keep it nice and hydrated. But I find personally that this actually stays on quite a long time as well, even though it is more hydrating. it is something that stays in place once it's there. So you can put this kind of wherever you need to as well. My skin is actually not too bad today. There's one little mark there, but sometimes I have little marks everywhere and then I just have to spot conceal my whole face. But this is not bad today. Quite happy. Okay. So I'm gonna let that just hang out there for a second. And because I am going to kind of focus on the skin a little bit more, I'm not going to actually powder this makeup. You absolutely could if you want to, especially if you are more oily skin or you just find that makeup doesn't stick on your skin that well. You can absolutely apply powder. I am going to use powder, but in a different way. So this is just a regular compact powder, but it is the shade that's too dark for me. But I like to use this as bronzer. So I'm quite a fair lady here. So if you are also fair as well, this color powder as a bronzer will be beautiful on you. I'm going to use just a small little brush and I'm going to apply powder onto it. And I'm going to start at the back of the face, kind of at the top towards the ear. And when we do that, it allows the product to look darker towards the back of the face and then lighter as we get in. So we've deposited most of the product here in the back of the face. We don't ever want to start in the front of the face because that's kind of when bronzer can look a little bit muddy or a little bit like dirty, or you find that you have trouble blending it. It's because of where you've placed it. We're always a little heavy-handed to start, and we want to make sure that if we are going to be heavy-handed, we want it to be where the product should be the darkest. Okay, so kind of like that. So you can see between just that little cheek area and this area, this added a little bit of warmth. It added some dimension into the face. So we have a look of a higher cheekbone. So you can even see here, like this cheekbone looks way higher than this cheekbone. And it's all because of, ooh, my light just went out. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry guys. It's all because of just a little bit of powder. My light went out again. I'm so sorry. 1 second. I want you guys to be able to see. There we go. Okay. Oh my word. Okay. That might not work for me today. Might just have to use the screen light. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, it's good. So, like you can see, this side here definitely has a lot more color than this side. And it has that warmth to it. It has almost like that contouring effect, right? So just a little goes a long way. Again, start at the back. And this powder is super finely milled. So what that means is that it's been through a process of making the powder really nice and fine. And because of that, it doesn't apply like a typical powder where it looks a little bit cakey or a little bit chalky, or even like a pancake. Pancake is a really good word to describe it. So this doesn't do that. And of course it has oat flour in it as well, which is a super fine milled powder as well. So I'm gonna go just there on the cheek, kind of around the forehead a little bit. You can brush it right into the hairline as well. That gives a really nice natural looking contour. And you can kind of go anywhere with this. I've also used this as eyeshadow as well, which is a great tip for anyone who is a minimalist like I want to be. You can use your products in multiple ways. Okay, I'm going to let this skin just sit here for 1 second. And in the meantime, I am going to do my eyebrows. So eyebrows always super in, especially the last few years. So I'm just gonna answer a question here. Can you use powder for older skin? Yes, you absolutely can. You want something that's really finely milled though, like this is. So again, fine milled powder is almost silky feeling. The finer the powder, the more fresh it looks on the skin. It's not going to sit into any fine lines or creases, only if it is finely milled though. I know I just sound like a broken record saying that, but you really do need to watch how, or you need to find out how your products are made if you want to use powder and you do have more mature skin. This is a great product to use though. So, brows. I'm going to use a little spoolie brush like this. You can get these anywhere. You can go to any sort of beauty store or even just a counter. They might have some at Nature's Fair actually as well, those little disposable ones. And I'm just putting it in a little bit of, this is a soap. It's just a plain soap that I've put into this little jar. And I'm going to brush my hairs up, and that's going to give it that really fluffy looking look, sorry. And I'm going to kind of pat it down. And now you have this eyebrow over here that's just a little bit fuller, looks a little bit more natural, but kind of in it's almost like a Vogue type brow with that fluffiness, very model-esque. And it's just soap. And I've wet my brush as well, just a little bit. Just sprayed it with some water. You don't need much. And the brush will help pull those hairs up, and then you can just use your finger to flatten them out. But my absolute favorite brow pencil to use is this one right here. This is just the brown pencil. Oh, actually, you could use this side. I forgot that this had this. You could use this to brush up the hairs as well. So we are going to use this side, the pencil side, and we are just going to fill in. I think the question, someone asked a question, Suzanne rather, asked a question. She said, can any sort of soap do that? Or can you use any kind of soap? I prefer to use a glycerin-like soap, kind of any of that more clear product. But I believe a variety of soaps do it. Just make sure that it's okay to, it's not fragranted or yeah, it doesn't have any fragrance to it, so it doesn't hurt the eye area. Okay, so all I've done is just add a little bit of faux hairs into the brow. And how I did that was I just did little tiny strokes. And now you have a brow that looks so much more full than, you know, its sister over here. And but it's still natural is what I love about that. Okay, let's do this on the other side. And this can work on anybody. So people who think that they don't have any brows or they think that their brows are too thin for this, the second you try this, especially feathering your brows up, will give you so much more lift and fullness to your brow, you'll be quite surprised. This is just the Brown Eyebrow Crayon by Emery Berlin. Okay. And so with brows too is, I think people often assume that you need to put a lot of makeup in your brows to make them look perfect or defined, but you really don't. You just need a little bit kind of in the gaps of where your brows are, your brow hair is, right? So for me that's kind of around the arch of the brow. And a little bit on the inner corner, or I guess like the little start of the brow. And I always recommend people to just kind of look into the mirror while they're doing their makeup. And I don't mean look into the mirror. Of course, you're going to be looking into a mirror, but look at the other side as well while you're doing the one side, because then you'll be able to see where you need to make it more symmetrical on either side. So definitely always take a step back, look at yourself, look at each side. It's raining here, you guys, and the power went out, so that's why the light is off. So I'm so sorry, just weather and technology were not on the same side today. Here, but at least I have this computer light, and it actually isn't too bad. I'm kind of enjoying this. It makes me look a little bit more tan than I really am. Well, I don't mind it. Okay, so now that we have our brows done, they're looking really nice and fluffy, I'm gonna go on to the cheeks. So why I've kind of let this makeup sit there for a little bit is because I want this to really soak into the skin. And I want this to almost set itself. So if I allow this to just hang out for a couple minutes while I do a different part of my face, then it will set into place and stay a lot longer. I'm in Calgary right now, actually. So I'm going to take a lipstick, and I'm not sure if this is a trick a ton of people follow, but I'm going to actually use the foundation brush that I was using earlier. You can use your fingers too. And I'm going to apply it on my cheeks as a rouge. So if you are somebody who, again, is more minimalistic with their makeup or just with their purchases in general, this is a great tip. And because we didn't set this with a powder, this entire foundation, it's going to blend into the skin really nicely. And this is a beautiful lipstick called Peach, and that I love for spring and summer. It's so pretty. And this lipstick in particular is super hydrating, so it's great for the lips because it hides those fine lines, but on the cheek it does kind of the same thing. It provides that really beautiful hydrated cheek look. So you can keep it kind of like this. I think that was a little much. I think I went a little overboard because I was excited to show you guys. So I'm just going to kind of tone it down here. Okay, there we go. So you can leave it like this, or if you do want a little bit more more blush, or just a little bit more security with it staying put, take your blush. This one is Coral, and you can apply it on top, and that'll just set it, but it won't add too much color. And even if you did, like I did it, again, see, I'm heavy-handed to start. We need to be a little bit softer-handed. I need to follow my own advice here. But even if you were a little bit nervous about a lipstick staying as a blush, take just a teeny little bit of blush and go on top of it. Again, it has to be like similar family of colors. So there you go. And that will help keep it staying all day and kind of just stay put while still looking really nice and flawless. These blushes in particular are great because they do have a bit of translucency in them, so you're not going to find that you apply too much all the time. A little bit on your brush will be enough to, cover you if you just want to use this product. If you do have a lipstick underneath and you want to set this, use a little bit less than what I did at the start there. But again, just a little small bit goes quite a long way with this guy, which is why I really enjoy it. And I believe this has oat flour in it too, which makes it that sort of really finely milled kind of transparent powder. Okay, I'm just being picky now. So let's go in and do some eyes. I'm actually going to use this blush. I'm going to use the blush, and I'm going to just use an eyeshadow. And I'm really big into monochromatic looks. So monochromatic means that all of the colors on the face are kind of within the same color family. So if you want a really classic, beautiful look, but you're not really sure how to get it, and you find that perhaps, I hear this from a lot of my clients actually, is they feel that when they put makeup on themselves, they feel clown-like, and that's because they're using too many colors on the face. So when you have, a gray eyeshadow and you have a pink cheek and then you have a orange tone lip, that's so many colors that you feel out of place. You feel like it's a little bit clown-like, and it's because those colors just don't work together. So if you pick colors that are all relatively within the same color family, you're going to find a lot of success with your makeup. Even if it could be any color. It could be brown, it can be gray, it can be peachy like mine, it can be gold. Good, I'm just gonna put a little bit on my eyes. You don't have to do this. If you don't like to, or if you would just prefer not to, I'm gonna put a little bit on underneath the lower lid as well. And again, I'm just using a fluffy little brush. I think many people have a brush like this at home, or you can probably find one at Nature's Fair as well. I think that they have makeup brushes too, so definitely go check them out. Okay. I'm going to apply my favorite mascara now. This is the volumizing mascara. If you are really in need of a makeup product, and I think most people gravitate towards mascara first. It's simple, it's safe. You definitely want to check this one out. So the bristles are really fluffy. And that fluffiness provides a lot of volume. But what I like about this is that my lashes are very delicate. They're quite thin. It's because of years of false lashes, and in my very younger days, not taking my makeup off at nighttime. I can't believe I just said that on a live. I'm so embarrassed about it, but it's true. I was super bad at taking my makeup off properly in my early 20s and late teen years. So because of that, my lashes have become really brittle. And this mascara has natural oils and waxes in it, which will make your lashes really nice and flexible still. So you're not gonna get that almost stiff looking lash or stiff feeling lash. I think we've all kind of been there where we've applied mascara and perhaps it looks great, perhaps it looks really nice, but when we go to take it off, it almost feels stiff and like it's pulling, right? And I hate that feeling, no matter how great my lashes look. But I want a mascara that makes my lashes feel great and look great, and I know that what I'm putting so close to my eye is actually okay for me. So Anne Marie Berlin they've had tons of certifications, especially around the ingredients that they use and just their business practices in general. So they are eco-control certified, which means that not only are the ingredients that they use top standard, but their social practices are very highly regarded as well. So it's a great company to support. And again, too, all the products are made in the facility in the Black Forest. Sorry guys, it's a little bit hard for me to concentrate while I put mascara on, apparently. I read that somebody else has thin lashes too. Yeah, I find that when I do use healthy products on the eye, like this one, I find that my lashes do get stronger, and it's probably because of the good ingredients in it, but my gut says it's because I'm not pulling at my lash all day, or my lashes aren't feeling like they have some foreign object on them all day. So I like to really apply product onto the outer corners of the lash, so it becomes really nice and dense. But mascara is cool because you can actually customize mascara quite a bit. So you can fan your lashes out straight up and down, and that gives a really nice doe-eyed effect. You can push them off to the side, kind of like what I'm doing right now on my my one eye here, and that will give more of that kind of dull kittenish look, which I'm gonna do on both sides actually. And it almost elongates the eye widthwise, so you get that really nice almond shape to it. Now, right now, I'm not going to do mascara on my bottom lashes. I've noticed right now a trend is that really beautiful, bright, open eye. And I find that when we put a lot of mascara on the bottom lashes, it can almost do the opposite effect. It can almost drag that eye downward. And not that lash or mascara on the bottom lashes is a bad thing, because it's not, but just for the trends right now and kind of the spring summer makeup look we're going for, we want that nice bright openness. I'm going to take my favorite pencil. You can tell by how short it is and small it is, even though I have another one sitting right in front of me, but I want to use this one up as much as I can. This is the black brown eye pencil. I'm going to do something called tight lining. I'm not going to apply liner right on top of the eye. You absolutely can, but I find that one, for me, because I'm always in a rush in the morning, I do my makeup quite quickly. I never get it as straight as I want it to be. But tight lining will apply product right underneath the lash line, and because we're applying it right on that little strip of skin that's hanging out right below the lash line, it's going to be straight always, because you really can't screw it up. So all you do is, you typically would look down into a mirror, this one there. You just lift your eye up a little bit. You just go right underneath. And this will add such a soft subtleness to the makeup. So you can see, actually, I just put on a teeny little bit, just around the outer corner. And even eye to eye, it's a very small detail, but it's definitely impactful, that's for sure. I'm gonna go on the full inner rim there. There, and with this, you will never not have a squiggly, or you'll never have a squiggly line. It'll always be straight. There, and it just adds that little bit of subtleness to it, so it won't go all down your face. It's very long lasting, which is why I absolutely love it. Again, it has those waxes in there that make it super safe for the eye, but it doesn't affect any eye as well. And it's also great for contact lens wearers because it is approved by ophthalmologists. But again, just because of how soft it is, it's a great product to put on anyone who has that more sensitive eye, or perhaps they just are a little bit more cautious around their eye. It's great. And this is also a vegan product as well. So like I said earlier, but for people who have joined since, most of the line is vegan, but vegetarian. Actually, all the line is vegetarian, but some of it is vegan. Sorry about that. Okay, and then to finish it off is lipstick. I'm going to use the same lipstick I used as blush. And instead of using it just clearly on the lips, I'm gonna use my finger. And this will give that really soft stain look. And I find too that with a lipstick, especially one that's so hydrating like this one, that when you use your finger, you actually allow it to stay longer on the lip. And I think it's because you're pushing it in there so good, and it's almost like a stain, right? So you're not really using it as a traditional lipstick, you're using it as a stain. And it doesn't need to be perfect, because stains are not perfect. I mean, if you went super outside the lines, you might wanna give it a little cleanup. But you definitely don't need to spend hours doing it. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. Let me know what you guys think. What I really enjoy about Amory Berlin is that all the makeup is skincare, just hidden within makeup, and I think that's super special and very unique. For me, who has skin problems, especially during COVID, I've had super dry skin, I've had oily skin, I've had acne. I've had acne now in my 30s, and I've never had, even as a teenager, and I'm blaming it on the mask. But it's such a great line for any sort of problem skin. Thank you. This is the color called Peach. It's lipstick. So this is peach lipstick. Again, peach lipstick, cheeks and lips. You could actually use this on your eyes too. It won't last as long just because of that oily texture to it, but it is kind of in right now. So I think we've all kind of seen that more glossy lid. This will do the trick as well. So I would just try and experiment. Makeup is supposed to be fun. You don't need to follow certain rules with makeup. Makeup is supposed to be an art form, and however you do it, I'm sure is beautiful. But these are just a few tips and tricks that I've learned through my 13 years of experience. And I'm so sorry, I think I got off track there, but I was saying about Amory Berlin is I just love that all of their claims have been tested for efficacy as well. So if it says a claim, it's been tested and it's true by a third party. Which I love. I find that so many other companies can just throw out facts and figures and claim it as true, but this one has been third-party tested. So if you are looking for a bit of skin rejuvenation, or if you're looking for a skincare system to help your specific skin in general, for whatever reason that may be, to add some youthfulness to it, to clear some sensitivity, to maybe add some dewiness to the skin. There's lots of different systems within Amory Berlin's skincare line that will be great for you. I think somebody has asked, did you use peach blush as well? Yes, I believe I did. I just want to double check the name so I'm not making it up here. Where'd you go? Here we go. It is called Coral, sorry, but I do own peach. I'll actually show you peach. This is Coral Blush that I used on my cheek. And this is the Peach Blush, which I do wear every day usually. I want to change it up for you guys today though. But I think I might stick with this one just because of how radiant it's looking right now. So maybe I'll switch it up. But yeah, try this brand. It's beautiful. And definitely check out the beauty sale as well, which is happening at Nature's Fair Markets, May 6th to 8th, 15% off skincare and cosmetics that are regular priced. I highly recommend this line. I definitely wouldn't be here today if I didn't truly believe in it. And I hope that you give it a shot and try it out too, and definitely let me know how you are doing with it. So I think with that being said, I think I'm a few minutes over time here, but I'll leave it up to all the questions I got and my tardiness and my power out issue, which is just insane that it has happened during a live. But of course it would happen during a live. So May 6th to 8th, check out Nature's Fair Markets for all your natural skincare beauty needs. 15% off May 6th to 8th. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really glad that I've helped some of you out there. If you have any questions, message me on Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram name is Nicole Does Makeup, or you can find me on Nicole Saxton Makeup on Facebook. So thank you so much again. Thank you, Nature's Fair. I've really enjoyed this hour with you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and spend heavily at the sale. Thanks, guys. Bye.